Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 2 of the league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on January 25th, 2024. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge Thursday, February 15th at 6 p.m. and League Cup Saturday, February 24th at 8 a.m. Both Central Time, both at Die Hard Games, and check out Pokemon's event locator for premier events there, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's get into this round 2. On the left, BDIF lost Giratina. On the right, our newer player with Chien-Pao. Let's see how this game unfolds. Looks like our Chien-Pao player is going first, benching that Ice Symbol Articuno, plus 10 damage, 2 basic water Pokemon attacks, I believe. Water energy being attached to the active Chien-Pao. Imagine we'll see a Shivery Chill this turn in order to search the deck and pull out a couple water energy. Yep, and that's what's happening now. We see that Battle VIP pass on the very bottom of the deck, of course. So our players are just double checking, making sure they are executing all legal moves here. But this is totally fine. Chien-Pao searches that deck for 2 water energy with its Shivery Chill ability, putting them in the hand where you want them and thinning them out of your deck, making your future top decks that much sweeter. Let's see if we can establish the Frigibax this turn. No. Ouch. Passes things over to Lost Giratina. Looks like they're starting out with 3 Battle VIP pass. Love to see it, right? Searching the deck for 3 Comfey, it looks like. A Giratina V. And probably that Greninja if it's not prized, but no, that's it for now. Battle VIP pass, of course, you can only play that one on your first turn when you do search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon to put onto the bench. So 3 Comfey and a backup Giratina V going to be the targets here. Pat to the Peak put into play, shutting off those Rulebox Pokemon abilities. Switching into that Comfey, and the first flower selecting of the game is used. Looking at the top 2, sending a water energy to the Lost Zone and keeping that other card. Manually attaching to the active Comfey and retreating into the next one, into the next flower selecting. Sending Manaphy to the Lost Zone, keeping the Nest Ball and playing the Nest Ball. Searching the deck for that 4th Comfey and putting it onto the bench. Looks like things are flowing just fine over on Giratina's side. Anything else to do this turn? I don't think so. You can't really evolve. Or you cannot evolve. You've already attached. More cards in the Lost Zone would be nice, so Abyss Seeking would probably be very good, but maybe seeing no need to with the Chien-Pao's players start and passing things over to them. They immediately counter the Pat to the Peak Stadium with a Skater's Park that helps preserve those basic energy. Skater's Park, when a Pokemon retreats, instead of the energy going to the discard pile that pays for retreat, it goes to the hand. We do have Shivery Chill online, but we are missing that Frigibax that evolves into Baxcalibur, which is the name of the game with this deck. There is a KO on the opposing Comfey lined up, but then that turns on the Giratina players' counter catchers. Not that they would want to play them this turn, or their next turn, but stuff to consider. Shivery Chill being used from the active Chien-Pao now to pull out a couple more water energy from the deck. No Frigibacks found again this turn. Just a KO on the opposing Comfey. That's kind of nice. The Articuno buffs the Chien-Pao, so it's doing 60 damage plus 10, 70, so only having to discard one water energy there, so that's cool. Our Giratina player here starts to turn off with a flower selecting. Let's go back in time a little bit since we can do that, and we'll start fresh. KO, Comfey promoted, Jet Energy drawn, but yep, starting off with the flower selecting. Sending Mirage Gate to the Lost Zone and keeping that Chorus Experiment, it looks like. Skaters Park being checked out there, seeing if it needs to be used before it's countered, but nope. Pat to the Peak coming down. Chorus Experiment now being played. That supporter lets you look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Keep 3 of them, send the other 2 to the Lost Zone. Jet Energy being attached to the bench Giratina to bring it into the active spot, and Abyss Seeking, that attack being used to take a look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Or excuse me, the top 4, right? Let's make sure. Yeah, top 4 cards. Keep 2 of them and send the other 2 to the Lost Zone. Is that Lost Zone getting pretty populated here? Passing things over to our Chien-Pao player. Can they establish a Frigibax this turn? Water energy put onto the active Chien-Pao. Still not enough water energy in play to take a KO on the opposing Giratina V. Any supporters in hand? I haven't really got a good look at the hand there. There is a supporter. Looks like it's a research. And that is a big Professor's Research, getting rid of lots of cards in the hand there to draw 7 new cards. But apparently none of them were playable. So, oh well, see you later. Let's start fresh, I suppose. Let's see if we can find a Frigibax here. A Palkia V hitting the bench here. That one really only comes into play once it's the V star. Now Ultra Ball being used, so we can establish the Frigibax here. Ultra Ball discarding a couple cards to search the deck for a Pokemon card to add to the hand. Path to the Peak is in play, so that's important to keep in mind. And finally, what is this, turn 3? Frigibax hitting the field. It would be optimal to find 2 of them this turn, but with just, I think there was 3 Pokemon in hand, I don't think that's happening. Let's see, there's a Lumineon, but no need to play that since Supporter was already played, and the Path of the Peak turns off Lumineon's Luminous Sign ability anyways. So now just gonna punch this Giratina as hard as the Chien-Pao can for 130 damage. Course Experiment being played over on our Lost Zone side. Sending a couple cards to the Lost Zone. Debating on which 2 to send. Roxanne's a good way to get that out of there. I just noticed our Chien-Pao player should have taken a prize card because there was a Comfey KO. So we'll see if our players eventually catch that. Let's see, Mirage Gate being played here. That card can only be played if there are 7 or more cards in the lost. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Mirage Gate's good to go. When you play it, you search your deck for 2 different basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. So Psychic going on to the active Giratina, Grass going on to the benched. And our Giratina player really wants to. Oh, there we go. They took the our Chien-Pao player took the prize card they should have had a bit ago. All good. You have to take the prize card, so just take it and move on, and hopefully learn for next time. Ooh, it was a Irida. Okay, I see our players did correct things the way it should have been. So yes, that turn that the research was played, the prize card would have been in hand and therefore discarded. There we go. Very good on our players to be keeping up with and repairing the board state properly. Goodbye, Irida. That would have been nice. That could have made, yeah, a big difference here in this game. Um, I'll let you guys use your imagination and think about what could have happened, and feel free to let me know. I mean, I should say fill me in the comments. But until then, let's see what else our Giratina player has. Grass energy attached to the active Giratina V per turn. It evolves into that Giratina V star, and we are going to see a lost impact for 280 damage, sending 2 energy in play to the lost zone and taking the KO on the opposing Chien-Pao. Now our Giratina player is ahead on prize cards. Palkia V promoted into the active spot. Play resumes over on Chien-Pao's side. Let's see if they can get that Baxcalibur into play here. Now, of course, we need the rare candy in order to evolve up into the Baxcalibur. They cannot use Luminion's ability because of Path to the Peak, so let's see. Yeah, so don't mind our mentor here, kind of helping our new Chien-Pao player, new player playing Chien-Pao. Our Giratina player was totally okay with it, as this was a beginner, or more of a beginner player. And yes, they recognize that if they put the Luminion in play, it cannot use its Luminous Sign ability thanks to the Path to the Peak, so really no point in putting that down at this point. Boss's orders, boss stall, seems to be the option here. Boss's orders, of course, brings a opponent's Pokemon from the bench to the active spot. So yeah, just trying to buy some turns here, sneak by and buy some more time. That way they can establish their board and build their hand, but that's all they got. Boss, stall, and pass. Let's see what our Giratina player has to respond with. I do see a switch cart, so that's good. But going to start with a course experiment, see what they can fetch out of the deck. Another Rock, Sand, and Jet energy being set to the Lost Zone. Giratina V-Star found and evolved in the active spot. Psychic energy attached to that Giratina. And now the V-Star power. What's Giratina's V-Star attack? Oh man. Let me know if you knew it before I did in the comments. It's just slipping my mind, so we are going to research that in the professor's lab. That's what the lab's here for, right? Star Requiem is Giratina V-Star's V-Star power attack. For a grass and a psychic energy, you can use this attack only if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. Your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. So there we go. Taking the KO on the opposing 2-prizer. Only 2 prizes left for our Giratina player versus our Chien-Pao's player. 5 prizes left to take. Let's see if our Chien-Pao player can claw their way back into this game. Nest ball being found here and played. They can search their deck for a basic and add it to their bench. Potentially another Frigibax, but gonna go for the Bidoof for some future draw support. They probably do not want to put a 2-prizer in play unless that 2-prizer is taking a KO on the opposing fresh Giratina V-Star this turn, as our Giratina player only has 2 prizes left to take. Let's see. A Sableye could not win the game next turn thanks to Frigibax and Bidoof's some HP. But let's see what our Giratina players got. Attaches a Water Energy to the bench Giratina, and the active Giratina uses Lost Impact for 280, sending 2 energy to the Lost Zone. Well, not going to do that quite yet, it seems. Let's see what else there is to do. You see a boss's orders there. Yeah, I don't think a supporter has been played, so you probably boss the Frigibax. It just depends on what's in hand and what all resources are available. So it looks like our Giratina player is just going to pass. Our Chien-Pao player plays a Nest Ball, so now they're searching their deck for a basic Pokemon to put into play. They were eyeballing that Radiant Greninja. But instead going to go for the Chien-Pao. So I wonder if the hand contains all the pieces needed for a KO this turn. We know our Giratina player has a boss's orders in hand. I think our Chien-Pao player saw that as well, so definitely have to use this Chien-Pao that's put into play and get lucky off of this Industrious Incisors from the Bibarel, drawing up to 5 in the hand. I believe 5 Water Energy must be discarded with Chien-Pao's Hailblade to take the KO on the opposing Giratina V-Star with 280 HP. Water Energy manually attached to the bench Chien-Pao, and a Nest Ball is played. Let's find another basic Pokemon to put onto the bench, and thin out of the deck, of course. And we do finally go for that Radiant Greninja. Radiant Greninja looks like it was put onto the bench there. Interesting how different players lay out their boards differently. And nothing else to do but pass and pray there's no boss in that hand, but we know there was a boss's orders, bringing up that Chien-Pao EX Lost Impact on the 2-prizer for the last 2 prizes of the game. What you guys think of this game and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.